Once again, hello and welcome to Sevengames TV. For a lot of people means Ironman 180 kilometers of cycling, 3.8 kilometers of swimming and 42 kilometers of running. For us here at Sevengames TV, it's actually a little more relaxed. Today on Sevengames TV, the game based on the movie is out. Can Ironman convince the gamer? What's more, we have exclusive pictures from the promising role-playing game Drakensang The Black Eye. And Haze was released. What can the PS3 really do? All of that now on Sevengames TV. When nowadays a movie is released for the cinemas, the adapted video game will be produced very soon. But that doesn't always mean that it's a good video game. Lord of the Rings is clearly a positive exception. A lot of titles constricted to the big name, but have less playable action. If that is also the case with Ironman, let's find out. Fine feathers make fine birds, and ultra-modern armored suits apparently make superheroes. Since the beginning of May, such a new superhero darts across Germany's big screens. In the fashion of many previous films, Ironman, the latest film from Marvel Universe, the gamer is immediately given the opportunity to become the superhero himself. Sega was not at all lazy and offers a game conversion for the PC and almost every gaming platforms. However, today we will only take a look at the version for the popular home consoles Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Certainly, the immediate question for all film conversions cannot be avoided. Has the film been adapted well? Can the gameplay match the genre? Or is this simply an attempt to make money with a license? You simulate being the scientist Tony Stark, head of a multinational corporation. After some strokes of fate, he knocks together an armored suit in his lab. The Iron Man suit of armor obviously proposed the title. He used to produce and sell weapons. Now he's keen to iron out these earlier errors. All alone, he confronts the powerful men and women of this world. Actually, in a film gone game, you would expect that it were possible to reenact that very film. All the more, the game conversion's storyline is quite surprising. Many of your tasks don't actually appear in the film's action at all. This might be disappointing for fans who know Iron Man only from the cinema. Most villains originate in the original Iron Man comic books and are only likely to make hardcore fans rejoice in reuniting. It wouldn't really be a problem if the story wouldn't be presented in such a lame way.
And you're not a soldier.
You're damn right I'm not. I'm an army.
Do I have what it takes to become truly great? To become more than a man? To become Iron Man?
Anyway, let's get down to business and talk about the actual gameplay. At first, it is absolutely a lot of fun to fight as a mighty one-man army vast enemy forces. Combating the opposing armies is no trouble. An automated targeting system guarantees shooting action with pinpoint precision. In the course of the game, you can gradually customize your armor suit. More powerful weapons, for example, let you become an even greater threat to the bad guys. No doubt, during the first couple of minutes, the sensation of being a superhero is put across quite well, but unfortunately only for a few minutes. The concept of the air and ground battles wears off too quickly, and further into the game there's barely anything new. Destroying a few targets, then some more, this time the supposedly important ones, followed by diabling the villain's super weapon and crowding the opponent himself. If you expect a development after the first chapter, you will be disappointed. The only thing that changes is what landscape you are flying over. But whether you see desert, snow or cities below you is actually irrelevant. In fact, there's only one basic change at about mid-game: the degree of difficulty. The first missions were easy enough, but all of a sudden the opponents grow disproportionately strong so that the frustration might arise very quickly. And if the lure of exciting innovations is missing, motivation totally goes down the drain. Obviously, the balance is off. At least the big battles are staged well. You are almost banging away non-stop. Fancy light and shade effects paired with the explosions make Iron Man look good overall. Also, the sound creates a good atmosphere. As far as the battles are concerned, the effects come off well. our bottom line. Unfortunately, the action in Ironman is extremely monotonous, not to speak of stupid and unfair computer opponents, a weak story and no true innovation.
The man who embraces his heroic nature pays a terrible price. He sees the darkness in the world and in his own heart.
We will soon also be able to control heroes like Captain America and Thor through the virtual world. Ironman is surviving so far just because of its big title, no more. More games you need to know now. Age of Conan is on the fast track. Only a few days after the release, the role-playing game becomes a bestseller and rockets up the charts. This role-playing game is on the tough side, calling attention to the brutality of the battles. Already during the run-up, it was on the top of the pre-sale list. For many World of Warcraft players, this game by Funcom will be a welcome change. In Age of Conan, the essence are sophisticated player versus player fights. This role-playing game will be released at the end of July and can already convince in the present version. During a presentation, we were able to see for ourselves that the developers of Radon Labs in Berlin are on the right track with creating a truly gripping and very atmospheric game. Drakensang is a classical fantasy role-playing game for the computer with the cast of the heroes in the style of Baldur's Gate. It is based on the same set of rules as the most successful German pen-and-paper role-playing game, The Dark Eye. The story is set in Aventuria, the main campaign world of the Dark Eye universe, a fantasy world similar to the old Europe. The game, based on a movie by the Wachowski brothers, is on the shelves now. Speed Racer is a running game for the Wii, charged with action, with you having to perform some audacious stunts. In the World Racing League, you get in the driver's seat for a futuristic cartoon car. With the turbo engine, you might easily find yourselves accelerating up to a speed of 800. Ubisoft has fielded Haze. Naturally, the game, which is now released for the PS3, is set in the future. Now, wars are carried out by service providers, and this is where Jake Carpenter works. He is an enlisted soldier who provides his services at the Mental Corporation. To avoid delivering the same old shooter, the developers thought they had to try something completely new. So the soldiers have an injection tool, which is really a great thing. After all, also in Bioshock or Crysis, there's an abundance of stimulants and drugs. However, Haze cannot actually keep up, since the shooter doesn't even come close to the league of Crysis. Considering engineering and fun, it sadly is mediocrity. Psychedelic drugs or leader of Haze Nectar don't help either. And now it's time to rock! The game finally arrived in Europe. In America, it already sold more than 3 million times. And the game is sure to rake in the cash also in Europe, because the whole Rock Band package is really great. EA starts you off with 60 licensed titles. Later, further songs can be downloaded from the net. However, these songs are not for free. Particularly the band's career is the highlight. This was 7Games TV for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And next week, next show, and I leave you with the trailer of the week. Goodbye.